So I just want to talk about something real quick, and what I want to talk about is about preparing a to-go bag. I'm jumping straight into this video. What is a to-go bag? A to-go bag is a bag that you prepare in advance with survival or emergency items in the event of a natural disaster or some other emergency situation in the future. Why should you prepare a to-go bag? Well, in the case of this video, you should prepare a to-go bag in the event of a tsunami. The Caribbean and many other places are prophesied to have one in the future. Jesus has given many people dreams and visions of earthquakes and a tsunami to come to the Caribbean. People such as Celestial and many others. Now don't freak out, I'm not saying that these things gonna happen tomorrow, next week, next month, or even this year. Remember, the purpose of a to-go bag is for you to prepare items in the bag so that when the event happens in the future, you can just grab the bag and go to safety. You don't want to wait last minute scrambling all about to get items to go to safety. What kind of bag would be a good to-go bag? It depends on what you're preparing for. In this case, we're preparing for a tsunami. It also depends on your height and size, because you don't want a bag bigger than you. When you pack it with things, it'll be more heavier than you. In my opinion, the best type of bags that you can buy are camping or hiking bags. These type of bags are made to handle the harsh environment. They also have other features such as the ability to strap the bag to yourself around your chest area as well as your waist area. In my opinion, the second best type of bags that you can buy are duffel bags, specifically 3-in-1 duffel bags. What I mean by 3-in-1 is 3 different ways to carry the same bag. You could carry it like a briefcase, or you could wear it like a normal laptop bag or a normal backpack. Duffel bags are designed to be able to carry a lot of items. If it's a 3-way duffel bag, it'll be easier to grab it and carry it in any way. In my opinion, the third best bag that you could get is a tactical 3-in-1 backpack. You could carry it in 3 different ways like I mentioned for the 3-in-1 duffel bag. Now the fourth option is for you to just use whatever you have, like a normal school backpack. Whatever bag that you might want, you should make sure that it's made out of waterproof material. Generally, the camping and duffel bags are big bags, so as a smaller person, I would probably go for the 3-in-1 tactical backpack. Something that you should also note is that for some of the camping and 3-in-1 tactical bags, that some of them have a built-in opening for a hydration bladder. What is a hydration bladder? A hydration bladder is basically a durable plastic water bag. You could put the hydration bladder in the bag. You could then attach a flexible tube to the hydration bladder and run it through the opening from the bag. You could then fill whatever liquid you want in the hydration bladder and drink from the tube hands-free. What should you pack in the to-go bag? The reason as to why you would want a to-go bag will affect the items that you would pack in it. The items listed for this to-go bag will be for trying to survive a tsunami. These items listed are ranked based off of my opinions on their priority. The first item that you should pack is 1 suit of clothes. This includes a socks, a pants, a underwear, a bra if it's a woman, a jersey, and a towel. You could obviously pack more suits of clothes, but 1 is the minimum. The second item that you should get is a waterproof first aid kit. Just make sure that you have some bandages, rubbing alcohol, or some alcohol wipes, a cloth to wipe, some disposable gloves, medical sewing thread, and a needle. The third thing that you should get is a hydration water bladder, even if your bag not compatible with it. The fourth thing that you should get is a mini survival kit. Make sure it have a knife, a flashlight, flint and steel, and a compass. The flint and steel could be used to create fires. It's sturdier than a matchstick, and it doesn't need gas like lighters. For the flashlight, you should try to buy 3 different kinds: a battery powered one, a rechargeable one, and a hand cranked one. Additionally, you could buy a battery powered headlight or a rechargeable headlight. The headlight will be more convenient because your 2 hands will be free rather than having to hold a flashlight in one of your hands. The fifth thing that you should get is a life straw. You should buy more than one. You're meant to use it like a straw. It's supposed to filter out the dirty water. Additionally, you could buy one of these hand pump water filters, but make sure it comes in with the tubes. This would be more convenient for filtering water and storing them in bottles rather than having to use your life straw. As well as this would be more convenient if you're in a group rather than having to share your life straw with friends or family members. I don't think that these two could filter out the salt from the seawater, but I'm pretty sure that they could filter out the dirtiness from the seawater. The sixth thing that you should get is canned food. So things like canned meat, canned vegetables, and canned fruit. Jesus does not get angry if you're eating meat. It is not a sin to eat meat. If I was you, I would buy more canned meat than canned vegetables or canned fruit. If you didn't know, canned food products could basically last for years. However, over the years from the manufacturing date, the quality in the food will degrade, but it might still be eatable. Let's say you buy some canned beef. It could potentially last you up to 5 years. However, over the years, it might not taste as fresh as it would have when you bought it. It's basically how you could tell the difference in taste in a Coca-Cola that was manufactured yesterday from a Coca-Cola that was manufactured last month. Both of them are still good, it's just one tastes better. The seventh thing that you should buy are military MREs. What is a military MRE? MRE stands for meal ready to eat. A military MRE is a complete meal typically packaged in a bag-like container. They are designed to feed people in the military when food is not available or while they're in combat. They include some type of heater to heat the food, which is activated by water. Different countries have different type of MREs, which makes the contents differ in them. MREs are like canned foods. They could last years if you store them properly. If you choose to buy this, make sure that the date it was manufactured in is the same year as you're watching this video or a year before. The eighth thing that you should buy is a mask gainer. What is a mask gainer? This is like protein powder, but it focuses more on the calorie intake rather than protein. It could also come in different flavors. This usually comes in a big plastic container, so you should probably buy the version that comes in the kind of plastic bag. Or you could buy whichever one you want and put it in the container that you have, but you had to make sure and seal the container properly, otherwise it mightn't last as long. All you had to do is take some of the powder and fill it in the serving cup that comes included with it and add it to some water in a water bottle or something, and then you just shake it up a little bit and then drink it. The ninth thing that you should get is freeze-dried food. What are freeze-dried foods? Freeze-dried foods are foods that were basically put into a machine and were frozen and dried, which basically removes nearly all of the water molecules in the food while retaining the same flavor and more or less the same amount of nutrients. The result is basically a long-lasting, brittle and dry food. Freeze-drying food is not to be mixed up with heat dehydrating food. Both of them removes water in the food, resulting in a dry and brittle food. Heat dehydrated food loses nutrients and it doesn't last as long as freeze-dried food. Freeze-dried food from companies have the capability of lasting 25 years if the package is still sealed. While they last longer than canned foods and military MREs, freeze-dried foods have their downside. The first bad thing about freeze-dried food is that compared to the original state of the food, the taste and texture might change. To my knowledge, this is not a problem for the canned foods nor the military MREs. The second bad thing about freeze-dried food is that for some of the freeze-dried food, like uncooked freeze-dried meat, you need to rehydrate it in order to cook it to be able to eat it. But it's safe to eat cooked freeze-dried meat without rehydrating it. However, you might have a problem with the taste and digesting it since it's dry. What I mean by rehydrating the freeze-dried food is either adding water to it or cooking it in water. It depends on what the freeze-dried food is. Compared to the canned foods and military MREs, these aren't a problem. To my knowledge, for the canned meats as well as the military MREs, you don't need to rehydrate it, as well as you could eat it raw without the need to cook it. The 10th thing that you should get are seeds for planting. I assume that everybody who watching this video is living in the Caribbean, but if not, and in either case, you should go to a local agriculture shop to talk with one of the workers to see and buy the type of seeds that are capable of growing in your country. Be sure to buy seeds that are capable of bearing things to eat and not flowers. I'm not including this as a number, but you could pack wherever else that you feel is needed. I suggest that for whatever device that is normally keep on yourself, such as a phone or a watch, I suggest that you buy an extra charger for it and store it in the bag, but only if you have the extra cash to buy it. Now, you don't need to buy all the items that are listed. I was just showing you some items that are good to pack in a to-go bag. If you somehow have extra space in your bag, I suggest packing more food items. But also keep in mind that you're going to have to be able to lift and carry the bag for a long period of time. Just make sure that you can manage the weight in the bag. Where can you get the items? For all the pictures of the items that I showed, you don't need to buy it from the websites that I showed it from. All you need to do is go to the web browser on the device that you're using and go to the search bar and type in the item and then add the country that you're living in. It will then give you the results for where you could find the item in your country. Additionally, you could use the map feature to find store locations where the items could potentially be sold in your country. Where should you store your to-go bag? If you have your own car, then I suggest putting it in your car. But keep in mind, if inside of your car does get hot, like if you're parking in the sun for a long period of time, then the food items in the bag may be affected. If you don't have your own car, then I suggest putting it inside your house somewhere close to the exit. I don't think that I have anything else to add in this video, but there might be a part 2. I think I'll end this video here. Anyways, people, Jesus bless.